All right, let's do this. Going live now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. We're back. We missed last week's episode. Turns out, basing an episode around the Criterion Collection does not get people as excited as I hoped it would. So we're back to a topic tonight that I'm excited to do again. Movies directed by women. Before we get to that, if you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. You should go back if you like this. There's almost 200 episodes of this show. We've been doing it over 2 years. Some of them pretty good. Go back, watch those. Watch this one first, but then watch those. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, you should join that. If you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video, that's where you can get all the information about this show, including how to be on it. Speaking of that, I am now currently booking June dates for the show. I'm pulling it up right now. That's why I'm not looking at the camera. Should have had that already. If you are interested in being on the show in June, here's some stuff to look out for. Next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, June the 1st, we are doing movies that I am never going to see. That is just a fun topic for me. I'm surprised that anybody would care. That's why I threw it on a Thursday. After that, we're sticking to Mondays in June. So Monday the 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern, we are doing movies of queer joy. A lot of things suck right now, so let's do queer movies that make you feel good, at least. Then on the 12th at 9 p.m., we're doing Movie Dads for Father's Day, which might be the opposite. Who knows? Then on the 19th, we're doing fantasy movies, which is just a good genre of movies. And then we are ending the month with sequels. That one's filled up. The rest are filling up quickly. So if you want to be on the show, go right now to the Facebook page and either comment on the post, you'll see it right up top, or send me a DM. And if you're not on Facebook, you can also reach all this information on Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Go to any of those places. Let me know you want to be on the show. I would love to have you on. I love having new people on the show, which is kind of what's happening tonight. I think I've talked enough up top. Let's bring in our guest tonight. Joining me on the show are Conor Shanahan, Marty Viscosi, JD Stephans, and Kari Taylor. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, Nick.
Hi. Hello.
What's going on, Nicholas?
I'm so glad you're all here tonight. Before I speak to you all individually, we got a mini game up front. Of course we do. This is a classic. This is a go-to this year. This is keywords. Basically, anybody can add any keyword they want to movies on IMDb. These can be super specific keywords or super general keywords. There's no, I don't think there's any moderation. I don't know who controls that. Just anonymous weirdos put out these keywords. So what I'm going to do is read some keywords for a movie. As soon as you think you know it, just yell at the movie. Guess as many times as you want. First one to get it gets the point. JD, I'm just going to assume you're still there. Oh, there's your hand. So everybody understands, right? Most of you have played this. Let's go through. First movie has keywords such as flatulence, waiting in line for a restroom, cosmopolitan the drink, monogrammed pencil,
Sex in the City.
Woman wears only a man's shirt.
Sex in the City 2.
Kissing in an elevator. Two in a bath. Contract negotiation.
It's all Sex in the City-ish.
Seattle Nightscape. It is
Nicholas.
50 Shades of Grey.
Are you fucking serious?
Nice!
That was a joke.
Should have known it on flatulence. Damn
I'll
it.
take the points, but that was a joke.
Nice.
The other one, Seattle Nightscape, perversion, spanking, steamy romance, toxic relationship based on a novel, non-disclosure agreement, rich man, poor woman, sadomasochism, and Christian Grey character. With 1 point on the board already, we've got a show favorite back on the show. Always thrilled that they're here. Marty Viscosi, welcome back.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm so good. As I said before, I have my pink glass because women. I'm a feminist.
You are a feminist. I know that about you. And because you're such a feminist, who's your favorite female director, Marty?
Well, I'm such a feminist that I had to Google horror movies directed by women earlier today to prepare for this question. I'm going to do real bad tonight. But the one that I landed on was Jennifer's Body.
Perfect. Karen Kusama, I think, directed that.
Sure, sounds right.
Who is a real, fun director. She's directed a lot of good stuff. But Jennifer's Body, what a wonderful movie that didn't get the recognition it deserved.
I love that movie, and I could talk about the theology of that movie specifically for an hour. I have given so many friends the exact same spiel about just the theological mechanics of her situation and everything, and the sapphic undertones of that, and just I love it. I think it's a fantastic movie.
It's a movie that's so good it doesn't even get ruined by Diablo Cody's script. Excellent choice. Also, I do want to mention, as far as that minigame goes, these movies are also directed by women. So 50 Shades of Grey, directed by Sam Taylor Johnson. Just want to get that out there. Marty, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks.
Also returning to the show, feels like it's been a minute. JD Stephans, welcome back.
Hey, what's up?
We had J January, we had J February, but I feel like I've been missing you lately. How you been?
Yeah, I was finishing my degree, and I took some me time to do me things.
Yeah, dude.
As a me does, and I'm feeling pretty good now.
I'm glad to hear that, and congratulations on the degree.
Thank you. I have no idea what to do with it. It's very, very expensive toilet paper because I'm told I will make absolutely no extra money. I was really excited. I was like, oh, I'm so glad we did this. Good choice. Good choice.
I mean, best of luck with everything.
Thank you. I'm going for the LSAT actually. So, yeah.
That's a tough one as far as I know.
I'm gonna make videos of it, so when I inevitably give up, at least we have something hilarious to watch.
Well, JD, to the topic of movies, I'm very curious if you have anything you can suggest.
I do have something to contribute, Nicholas. Great. I do. The Matrix, done by the Wachowski sisters. Thank you.
Absolutely. One of the best and one of the best movies loved by some of the worst people.
We won't talk about them.
I think one of my favorite things, I saw it pop back into my feed recently because I think it's been 2 or 3 years since it happened. But it's something like, I think Elon Musk at some point tweeted, take the red pill. And then Ivanka Trump responded with, already have smiley face. And then Lana Wachowski commented on both, fuck both of you.
Yes.
That's amazing.
But yeah, love the Wachowskis. Just recently saw Jupiter Ascending. And I will say, if you have the right substance help with you, real fun movie.
Oh yeah, That one's
Channing Tatum as a dog man. Eddie Redmayne delivering the performance that he should have won an Oscar for.
Wait. My future ex-husband happens to be in this movie. Excuse me.
JD, how have you not seen Jupiter Ascending?
My future ex-husband happens to be in this movie. Excuse me.
You have to see what Eddie Redmayne is doing in this movie.
I don't think there's a piece of scenery that he does not chew up and scream out while he's spitting it out. Every line is screamed. It's incredible.
Very few people have known exactly what movie they're in, quite like Eddie Redmayne in Jupiter Ascending.
I must see this now.
Oh.
You know, he could have sung his way out of it Les Mis style. I just want you to know that.
No, this is the same year that he did Theory of Everything, and they gave him the Oscar for the wrong movie, is all I have to say. But yeah, fuck yeah, The Matrix, absolutely. Also returning to the show, again, one of my favorite people I have on here, always great, Conor Shanahan. Welcome back.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks for having me back. It's great to be here. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Now, I'm very curious about this question. What you have to contribute to the conversation? What's a movie directed by women?
I've always been a big Catherine Bigelow fan. I mean, she's always done amazing stuff over the years. But Marty was talking about horror, and she said Jennifer, and I thought she was going to say Jennifer Kent with the Babadook. And so I'll throw the Babadook out there in the horror realm. I think it's her debut, and I loved it. So I'm going to tip my hat to Jennifer Kent, the Australian.
Oh, absolutely. The Babadook is fucking amazing.
I
know that like it's been overhyped over the years, and I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about it, but man, that movie works for me so much.
Same here. It is definitely overhyped, and yet I think it delivers. I think in some ways it doesn't, and it does live up to even the trailer. But man, and it's like 10 years old now, and I think it's pretty incredible. So I have not yet seen, I don't know, I'm just waiting for the right moment. Her follow-up, The Nightingale, because I know that you have to be in the right mindset, and I'm sure I'm going to be really impressed with it, but I have yet to put myself through
I was so excited to see her follow-up, and I don't know if I can get to the point where I'm ready to throw on The Nightingale. From everything I've heard, it's a lot. But
yeah, she's great.
And
she had something in the Guillermo del Toro Cabinet of Curiosities. She had one of the shorts in that, which I thought was good as well. So
I feel like
I'm waving the Jennifer Kent flag tonight. Those are hit or miss. Some of them are I'll just smile and nod and say okay, and some of them are really good. So I mean, like any sort of anthology, you're gonna have your A's, B's, and your F's or whatever.
Totally.
Because clearly we grade all these like they are papers in high school. But
well, excellent suggestion.
Thank you.
Finally, brand new to the show, she joined us for our second anniversary episode for the first time. So glad to have her on the show proper. Kari Taylor, welcome to the show. Just tripping over my tongue as I introduce you.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I normally get like Kari for my first name. That's usually people's first guess. So I've gotten Carl before too. So I'm amazed that it's my last name that was tripping you up. But hey, that's cool. I like it.
So I did it right? Kari? Okay, great.
Yeah,
I'm
like
always,
like the Stephen King book, like To Carrie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Kari, I don't know too much about you. Do you watch a lot of movies? Are you a big movie fan?
Yeah, I probably haven't been watching as many movies as I probably would like to. I mean, there's tons of classics, obviously, I haven't seen, but as Marty can attest to, I'm a big horror fan. I also just like really weird like comedies and other kind of like old school movies like I know I mentioned like I watched Heathers in theaters last week before the show started, but I've seen like oh gosh, I've seen like Gulliver's Travels and like we saw a Philadelphia Story, and I just saw Marnie with a good group of friends from my book club. Like we go see all these like old movies that
Oh,
are showing
yeah.
at all these classic theaters here in Minneapolis. So everything. I'm not
yeah,
not a picky person.
that's awesome. Philadelphia Story. What a fucking great movie that is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Lovely.
love Katharine Hepburn so much.
Oh yeah. Agree.
Well, bringing the question to you now, is there a movie that you'd like to recommend people check out that's directed by a woman?
Oh, great question. I was gonna say Catherine Bigelow because she's amazing. Like Point Break is a fucking fantastic movie. Near Dark is a great vampire movie that I feel like nobody has ever seen. But I also realized like right before the show started that my all-time favorite movie ever, Wayne's World, is directed by a woman.
Yes.
It's directed by Penelope Spheres.
Spheres,
Or Spheres. I probably butchered her last name, but she's also got a whole bunch of really good documentaries about like punk and metal.
Oh
like,
yeah, Decline of Western Civilization.
Yeah. So she's pretty rad. So Wayne's World, yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And we keep bringing up Catherine Bigelow. Sadly and surprisingly, first woman to ever win an Oscar for directing in 2009. And it's only happened like maybe 2 more times since then. That sucks, but she's a good director. But yeah, excellent suggestions all around. Thank you all for being here. Before we get to the regular game, let's do one more of these keyword games to figure out who's going to pick the year first. This next movie has the keywords absurdism, cape the garment, pent up anger,
Marie Antoinette,
communism, slime house, lifting a female into the air,
Mulan?
multiple cameos, unintentional humor, fighting the system, troubled production,
Don't worry, darling.
British actor playing American character.
Don't worry, darling.
Set up for unmade sequel. Fungus. Interdimensional sci-fi.
The Hunger Games? No, that wouldn't be. Star Trek?
So bad it's good.
Oh.
Italian American. Plumber. Based on a video game.
Mario Brothers?
It is Super Mario Brothers, co-directed by Anne Jankel.
That was a bad movie.
All we had left is brother-brother relationship and Bowser, aka King Koopa character. That is nice. Another point on the board for Marty, meaning Marty's going to pick first in the game. You all know how the game works, but if you're new here, here's what's going to happen. I have gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I have pulled parental warnings for a bunch of movies directed by women or co-directed by women. As long as a woman is responsible for some of this movie, it's on the list. These parental warnings, I don't write them. These are the same anonymous weirdos that provide the keywords. I just steal their words and make a game show out of it. I'm going to read these parental warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what movie these warnings are from. No more yelling out answers. We're just going to get to the game. To do that, Marty, you get to pick the first year. Would you like a movie from 1999, 2008, or 2021?
2021.
2021. All right. First movie of the night. Also realizing I might run into a little trouble later, but we'll see. First movie of the night from 2021, directed by a woman. For 5 points under the category of profanity. Graffiti is sprayed onto walls featuring the words fuckface and dickhead.
What was the year on that?
2021.
I picked this year impulsively, and I'm now realizing that I know a movie that might have been one of the other two.
All right. Well, for 4 points under the category of alcohol, drugs, and smoking, several characters eat some kind of berries that make them hallucinate. Okay, for 3 points under violence and gore, many ooze-covered skeleton-like creatures emerge from a pulsating organic mass. For 2 points under sex and nudity. Oh, Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I think this is A Fear Street, and I'm stalling while I remember which one had berries. I'm pretty sure 1666 had some weird shit. They had a bonfire. People do drugs at bonfires. That's my guess.
There's only one reason why this movie's on this list, and it's because you put it there. This is
Hey!
Fear Street Part 3, 1666, directed by Lee Janiak, who I believe directed all 3 of them. You put this as one of your favorite movies in the last time that we did that topic. And so glad that it got used in an episode you were on.
I love that movie, and apparently I need to rewatch it. My bad.
The other clues under sex and nudity, 2 mentions of a woman having, quote, lain with a demon, and violence and gore. As all of the Fear Street movies, they are all bloody and violent, absolutely not for kids to watch. However, this movie is a bit more violent than the others. That brings Marty up to 5 points, and the rest of you are just here watching Marty play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just happen to be here.
Keep it up, Marty.
I'm here as support, okay? That is always my role on the team. You're welcome, Marty. I am
Thank you. This is
supporting.
not gonna last. I've been very
All right.
lucky.
Connor, we're going to go to you next.
All right.
Would you like a movie from 1975, 1995, or 2003?
We got to go 1975.
1975. All right, from 1975 for 5 points under profanity. 1 damn, 1 hell, and 1 shit. Spoken as SHIT by the daughter.
Wait, what year was this?
1975. All right, for 4 points under sex and nudity, we briefly see one of the mother's breasts fall out of her swimsuit as she gets up from a chair. For 3 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the Beals and 2 guests drink wine from paper cups as they celebrate the mother's birthday. Guess this is just going to be a difficult one. For 2 points under violence and gore, none. Although in one scene, the daughter does forcefully yank a picture away from her mother, tearing off a corner of the paper frame.
Okay, I'm gonna be wrong about this on so many levels, but let's just do this.
I'm gonna be wrong on this one on so many
I'm
levels.
gonna be
but let's
very
just do
wrong
this.
on this one because I'm pretty sure it was directed by a man, but the parent trap?
Connor, I'm going to go to you first.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
say, and I'm gonna be so wrong on this one, and it's probably also directed by a man, but Mommy Dearest. What the
JD,
hell am I
what do you
saying?
think?
You know what?
Don't-
I'm like, do I steal that answer? That's good.
That's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal that answer. We're gonna
Yes, JD.
I'm gonna pull you
Alright.
down with me. I don't think it's right.
JD immediately being punished for their sportsmanship. It is not Mummy Dearest.
As soon as I said it, I was like, they're labeling her the daughter, not okay, that was a mistake. Sorry,
Alright.
JD. Sorry to lead you astray.
Last clue for 1 point under frightening and intense scenes. Little Edie has a tendency for melodramatics. There are several scenes where she laments parts of her life in near hysterics. Both Marty and Kari have buzzed in. Anybody else?
The homosexuals are on the board.
Kari, what do you think this
I
movie
know
is?
this movie, but I can't think of the name of it.
I'm pretty sure it's Grey Gardens.
Marty, what do you think?
I've never seen Grey Gardens, but I have seen the episode of RuPaul's Drag Race where someone impersonates Little Edie.
This is co-directed by Ellen Hovd and Muffy Meyer. It is Grey Gardens.
Nice.
A leftover from the unplayed Criterion Collection episode.
Nice.
It's a pretty good documentary if anyone's ever interested in learning more about the family of Jackie O.
Yeah, that's a big blind spot for me. I have to watch that at some point. That brings Marty up to 6. Kari on the board with 1. Conor and JD both at -1. JD, that brings us to you. Would you like a movie from 1991, 1998, or 2002?
Nicholas, we're gonna do 2002.
All right.
I'm gonna immediately regret this. I already regret it. It's great.
From 2002 for 5 points under violence and gore. There is a scene where a child vomits on his mother. Again, under violence and gore, there's a scene where a child vomits on his mother.
Psychological violence.
I consider that psychological damage. Okay, minus 10 points. I need a week away from my family after that.
For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a character takes a medication called Dexamyl, which was used to cure alcoholism. It causes her to hallucinate and go catatonic.
That's a fun movie.
For 3 points under 6 and nudity, young Vivi and her friends ride topless in a convertible and are caught by the local sheriff. They're shown from the back. A few women's outfits show cleavage, and a few scenes show women wearing panties, albeit very modest ones. JD has a guess. Conor has a guess. Anybody else have guess? All right, back to these two. Conor, what do you think?
I know this one is not directed by a man. It's probably not 2002, and I have no idea if those clues are even close to this film. Let's go with Sofia Coppola's The Virgin Suicides.
JD, what do you think?
I'm gonna say I'm trying to get the word right. I want to get it right, Nicholas. I'm trying to remember if it's riding or driving in cars with boys. We'll put
I
driving.
will
/
say it is neither of those, JD.
Damn.
It is also not Virgin Suicides.
Can I throw
that was
Mommy
in the
Dearest
90s.
in there? I thought it was late 90s, yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, I considered Virgin Suicides. There are some types of clues that I try to avoid on this show whenever possible,
I
and
understand.
all of those clues are in that movie.
Oh,
Okay. That's valid too. Good move.
Next one for 2 points under violence and gore. During their ceremony, the women use a knife to make tiny cuts in their palms. Then they press their hands together to mix their blood.
2002?
2002.
wait, can I hear the first clue again?
There's a scene where a child vomits on his mother.
Okay, I'm probably wrong about no, that's the year's wrong. Never mind. I'm putting my hand back down. Excuse me.
I feel
Last
like
clue
each of
for
these
1
clues
point.
feels like a different movie.
For 1 point under sex and nudity, Sita is shown from the front wearing a thong, prompting one Yaya to blurt, "I don't understand having those underwear up your ass crack." Marty and Kari have both buzzed in again. Are we going to have a repeat of the last round?
Wait. Hang on.
All right. JD, what do you think
Nice,
this movie
JD.
is?
Atlantis?
Marty, what do you think?
Well, Knockolis. I think it's oh my god, I'm gonna fuck up the adjectives, but I think it's like Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood or something like that.
Carrie, what do you
I was
think?
definitely wrong.
Pretty sure it's the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
This
Nice.
is the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood,
Well done.
directed by Callie Corey.
Hmm.
That means Marty at 7, Carrie at 2, Connor at -2, JD at -3.
How
I'm
many
just not
points does
doing
Ruthie
it.
get? Ruthie's right
Lady
there.
of
How
the
many did she get?
I didn't hear her answer.
Well, that's just rude. She's always a winner, though.
She
has all the points.
All right, we got one more before the next mini game. Carrie, you get to pick this year. Would you like a movie from why? Oh, okay. Now I see what I did. Okay. Would you like a movie from 2003, 2007, or 2023?
Let's do 2023.
All right. Is this one that I'm going to have an issue? No, there it is. Cool. All right. This movie came out at some point in the last 5 months. For 5 points under violence and gore, a man accidentally cuts his hand on a lawnmower. There's some blood. It's played for laughs.
What was the year?
2023, this year. For 4 points under sex and nudity, young girls look at a diagram of a penis in an anatomy textbook. Nancy then comments that she's seen her brother's penis because he, quote, walks around the house naked. Oh, Nancy.
I have concerns for Nancy.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, family members get into a heated argument about what religion the main character is, which finally ends with her yelling at all of them and storming upstairs. Could be intense for kids sensitive to family bickering. Carrie has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Carrie?
I'm probably so wrong now that I got this in my head, but Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret?
Directed by Kelly Freeman Craig. This is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Yay.
A movie that I really want to see and really have to wait for it to not be in theaters to see. Because I don't know if they let this into a theater for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Also in that movie under sex and nudity, menstruation and female puberty are a core theme of the story and is discussed mildly, but frankly. The biological process of what a period is explained in a sex ed video at school. And sex and nudity. Body shaming is a theme throughout the film. Several times, characters make disparaging comments about the flatness of Margaret's chest. Marty remains at 7. Carrie, you've moved up to 5. Connor and JD are right where they started. That brings us to the second mini game. we've got some multiple choice questions. I'm going to ask one of you a multiple choice question. If you get it right, you get 4 points. If not, the next person can try for 3 points. Next person can try for 2 points. Last person gets 1 point if they can remember the remaining option. JD, since you were in last place, we're going to give you the first one. All of these questions are the same. Which of these movies was not directed or co-directed by a woman? JD, here are your options.
Oh, Lord.
Can't Buy Me Love, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Real Genius, or Valley Girl? Which was not directed by a woman?
What year was Real Genius?
Some point in the 80s. These are all 80s teen comedies.
I'm gonna say Can't Buy Me Love.
JD, that is 4 points to you.
Yeah.
Can't Buy Me Love, directed by a man. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, directed by Amy Heckerling. Real Genius, directed by Martha Coolidge. Valley Girl, also directed by Martha Coolidge. Kari, we go to you next. Which of these movies was not directed by a woman? American Psycho, Poison Ivy, Single White Female, or The Slumber Party Massacre?
Well, I know 2 for sure were, so I got to do a 50-50 in my head.
You can share the other 2 out loud if you want.
You're so funny.
What they tell me.
So it was American Psycho,
Poison Ivy, Single White Female, and The Slumber Party Massacre.
I'm gonna say Single White Female, but I don't feel like that's right.
That is 4 points to you, Kari.
Oh, yeah.
American Psycho, directed by Mary Harron. Poison Ivy, directed by Katz Shea. And Slumber Party Massacre, directed by Amy Holden Jones. Which is one that I just found out was directed by a woman, and that makes me more inclined to see it.
It's pretty good for like an 80s slasher, not gonna lie. There's just like a lot of like gratuitous nudity too, because Roger Corman demanded it.
Of course.
So the director's like, okay, yeah, here's your tits. There you go. Can I make my movie? Thanks.
Marty, let's see if you can continue this trend.
I can't.
Which of these movies was not directed or co-directed by a woman? The Prince of Egypt, The Road to El Dorado, Shark Tale, or Shrek?
I've seen all 4 of these so many times, and not once have I paid attention to the credits for any of them. I had to take a real stab in the dark. Shark Tale feels like it was written by a man.
Oh, it was probably written by so many men, but it was co-directed by Vicky Jensen.
God damn it.
Connor, Prince of Egypt, Road to El Dorado, or Shrek? Shrek. Also co-directed by Vicky Jensen.
Good for her.
Hey.
She gets around in DreamWorks. JD, we're down to The Prince of Egypt and The Road to El Dorado.
Nick, I'm gonna say The Prince of Egypt.
The Prince of Egypt, directed by Brenda Chapman. Kari, what movie is left?
Should be Road to El Dorado?
The Road to El Dorado is correct. That is 1 more point to Kari.
Nice.
That does explain her curves. That would be a man's work.
See, that makes me think that whatever man directed that's gotta be bi, though, because there's so much bi gaze in that movie.
Oh, it's such a queer movie.
Oh, it's an amazing movie.
That was the one
With
that I
a
was like,
soundtrack
for sure
by
this is
Elton
directed
John.
by a woman.
That was a life-changing movie for me growing up. Okay.
Connor, you get the final four.
All right.
Which of these movies was not directed by a woman? Pitch Perfect, Pitch Perfect 2, Pitch Perfect 3, or The Christmas Pitch?
We're going with the original, Pitch Perfect.
You picked the right one, Connor. Pitch Perfect 2, directed by Elizabeth Banks. Pitch Perfect 3, directed by Trish Sy. And The Christmas Pitch, a movie that I found only by searching Pitch on IMDb. It's directed by Lane Marie Williams. As far as I know, it's like a Hallmark movie or something.
Classic
I
Lane.
have concerns.
So yeah, only Marty fucked that one up. Connor got 4 points. JD got 4 points. Kari got 5 points.
Nick, go fuck yourself.
That brings the scores. Kari has moved into the lead at 10 points. Marty at 7. Connor at 2. JD at 1. Everybody is back in
Hey,
positives.
JD, we're in the green.
Yay.
Hell yeah, we're gonna win, Connor. That's how this works.
Yeah.
Kari, since you got the most points in that round, you get to pick the next movie for these final 4 movies. Would you like a movie from 1998, 2000, or 2016?
Let's do 2000. Why not?
All right. From 2000, for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Background cigarette smoking at an outdoor restaurant, including Jasper.
Including Jasper.
Like, I love including a character name in this.
I know I'm
Wait,
gonna be
wait,
directed
what
by
was
a
the
woman
year?
with a character named Jasper,
2000.
but it's not this one.
Wait. Can you say that once more?
Background cigarette smoking at an outdoor restaurant, including Jasper. JD, what do you think this movie
Come on,
is?
JD.
For 2000, I'm gonna say 101 Dalmatians. The live action.
I think you're possibly wrong in every possible way. Except, yes, there is a Jasper in that. Now I understand where you were going.
Thank you. It's good to be understood.
Is that the second fuck you, Nick, of the night?
We're running behind.
yeah.
I gotta sum it up.
We'll get
For
caught
4
up.
points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Various characters are addicted to smoking, drinking, drugs, sex, and other vices.
I don't think that's the Dalmatian movie.
You sure you don't want to
I
try
hope
for
not.
102 Dalmatians? I think Pongo might be addicted to sex. Have you seen all of those Dalmatians?
He has a very healthy libido, okay?
For 3 points, also alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Gwen steals a limousine while drunk and high and ends up losing control of it and crashing into a house. For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, the scene where Gwen and her sister finally forgive each other and make amends is moving. Last clue for 1 point under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Gwen relapses in rehab and climbs out of a window to try to get back her pills. She falls out of a tree and injures herself, knocking herself unconscious.
I would really love to know what Gwen's sister did that made this like a mutual apology.
All right, it looks like the panel is. Oh, Connor's going to take a guess.
Yeah, I'll lose a point.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't think it's directed by a woman. Don't think it's 2000. Might as well take a stab. Don't think there's a Gwen in there. Girl Interrupted.
I mean, that is a solid guess, but it is not Girl Interrupted.
It's Gwen Free. Damn it.
This movie was directed by Betty Thomas, a real weird prequel to 28 Days Later called 28 Days.
Really good movie.
Sandra Bullock in rehab.
God damn. Fuck you, Nick. All right.
All right.
We got a 4 ain't bad.
Well,
that last one, Kari.
JD and Connor both lost points in there. Oh no, Marty.
You know what?
Neither helpful nor healing.
I'm delightful, so it's okay.
I agree. Mhm. Where do we go now? Marty, would you like a movie from 1996, 2014, or 2023?
Can you repeat those years one more time? I was having a flashback.
1996, 2014, or 2023?
I hate all of those. 2014.
2014. Not going to go with the new movie again. All right, 2014 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. Even though this is a comedy, there are many dark and unsettling moments, and the behavior of Jerry can frighten some people. Okay, for 4 points under sex and nudity. Mr. Whiskers makes animal mating jokes. Nothing explicit is heard.
What's the year on this?
2014. Okay, for 3 points under profanity. It's near constant swearing throughout the whole movie. Lots of uses of fuck, shit, and other words. The majority of it coming from Jerry's cat.
It's a rude cat. It's kind of rude.
Okay, for 2 points under violence and gore. A man has a head in his fridge that starts talking to him. There's no blood or gore because the scene is meant for laughs. JD as a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, JD?
Listen, this is wrong. There's no way this is. I know this is wrong. I just wanted to say something.
Okay.
Is this Garfield?
Do you want me to give you an answer as to whether or not most of the fucks come from Jerry's cat in Garfield?
Yeah, kind of.
I would watch that.
Good old Jerry Arbuckle and his orange cat, Mr. Whiskers.
Fuck you, Artie. Oh,
No.
man.
I have
And
no.
I
idea
like
what
the
this
one
movie
that you
is.
jumped in on is the one that makes it even more obvious. The fact that there's a talking head in a fridge. That's when you decided, all right, I think this seals it for Garfield.
Was that the number one clue? I mean, the 1
Nope,
point
we
clue?
got one more. 1 point. Violence and gore.
Okay.
When Ryan Reynolds kills people, it is heard but not seen. There is usually something blocking us from seeing this act of violence, so we don't see any gore or anything explicit. We got everybody but JD this time. Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I know he was in Deadpool around that time.
Connor, what do you think?
No, fuck, no, I take that back. I take that back.
You take that back?
I take that back.
Okay. Did you have another guess or?
No, I just
Okay.
I know life events that happen when things happened. And
Okay. Connor, what do you think?
I can see, like, you know, we don't see posters or VHS anymore, but I can see like the front and I can see the font. And I'm trying to, I think it's called The Voices.
Kari, what do you think?
I'm also thinking it's The Voices.
It's one of my favorite Ryan Reynolds movies. This is
shit.
The Voices, directed
Nice.
by Marjane Satrapi. Probably
Wow.
butchering that name, but
Same
yeah.
person, the same woman that did
Persepolis?
Persepolis?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait a
maybe.
minute.
Yeah.
She directed
She did the
that?
voice. What? All right, I'm gonna go watch that tonight.
Yeah,
wild.
it's such a fun movie. Ryan Reynolds is just killing people because his dog and cat are telling him to.
put on the list.
That's great.
All right. Well, we got 2 movies remaining. Kari's at 11. Marty is at 7. Connor at 2. JD back down to -1.
Hell yeah. Gotta
I just
represent the
wanted
negative.
a dark, gritty reboot of Garfield where he just says fuck all the time.
I would watch the shit out of that.
I would
Uh,
too, actually.
All right. Connor, would you like a movie from 1970, 2012, or 2019?
I mean, that earlier 71 really was tough. So let's do 1970.
Well,
I
right.
suck.
Let's do another movie from the 70s. This one is from 1970. For 5 points under sex and nudity. A nude woman is seen dancing wildly, her breast clearly seen for a few seconds. Another woman strips nude later. Her breasts are briefly and partially seen as she makes her way through the crowd to try to climb on the stage.
What's the year on that?
1970.
Who picked that year? Man,
Connor, did you?
I did. Sorry.
For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, the film is very disturbing on many levels, especially to someone who has been in an out-of-control crowd before.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for 3 points under sex and nudity, and I'm just reading this now, this wasn't planned, but rest in peace. Tina Turner sings a song that sounds very sensual in nature, not only because of the lyrics, but because she makes orgasmic sounds and then starts to yell, suck it, repeatedly.
good for her.
Tina Turner's fucking great.
Sex work is work, man.
Yeah.
No, for real, she was amazing.
Connor has a guess.
Not
What do you
this,
think, Connor?
But I have no idea. And I think Tina Turner was the acid queen in the Who's Tommy. So
Tina Turner was the acid queen in the Who's Tommy, but this is not the Who's Tommy.
all right. Tina, sorry.
But yeah, that might be my favorite Tina Turner movie role. What a great scene. For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes. Immediately after Under My Thumb is performed, a man stumbles around with a pistol and is then stabbed in the back and taken away, where the Hell's Angels beat him until he dies. Very disturbing. Kari has a guess. Anybody else?
Can you give me 7 seconds to try to
I
figure
sure
out?
can.
Thanks.
His browser doesn't move any faster, so he thanks you for your patience.
All right, I can't. I'm obviously aware of what
It wouldn't
the
load.
event. Yeah.
All right.
All I
let's
got
see.
is Jerry Arbuckle in my head.
Let's see if Kari can put Conor out of his misery.
I have no clue if this is a thing, but I know that this happened at Altamont. So I don't know if Altamont is like a documentary about that concert. So I'm gonna guess Altamont.
I mean, what a smart way to try to find the title of a movie, but it is unfortunately not Altamont. At this point, I have a feeling that the last clue is not going to help, because I think the two people that know cannot think of the title of this movie.
Maybe another 7 seconds for the both of us when we hear the clue.
Yeah, 7 seconds.
For 1 point under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a lot of people drink from big jugs of alcohol. We see a marijuana joint passed around a bonfire. The Rolling Stones themselves seem to be drunken / high in certain parts of the movie. Looks like Conor's going to try his luck. Anybody else? What do you think, Conor?
Give me Shelter.
You picked the right one. Co-directed by Charlotte Zwern.
Little Charlotte.
Zwerin. Cannot pronounce it, but Gimme Shelter is correct.
Nice.
The documentary about the Stones concert where a guy was murdered by the Hells Angels.
Their security. Yeah. Their fucking security killed the guy. Crazy.
All right. Well, we got one movie left before the final question. So I think almost everybody's still in this. Kari's at 10. Marty is at 7. Conor's at 3. JD at -1. JD, you get to pick the last year. Let's see if this helps.
Sweet.
Would you like a movie from 1993, 2000, or 2013?
93.
93. Okay, from 1993, final movie for 5 points under violence and gore. A brief animated scene shows a man being struck by lightning. For 4 points under violence and gore. During a play, fake severed heads are shown, but these are used comically. For 3 points under sex and nudity, Ada is shown fully nude. Breasts, buttocks, pubic hair are shown. She lies on a bed with Baines, who is also fully nude. His buttocks are shown. He rolls on top of her as Ada's young daughter Flora spies on them from outside.
Sounds like a good time. I don't know.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, Baines cleans an instrument in the nude. His bare buttocks are visible for a long time. His genitals are also seen. Conor has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Conor?
I think this is The Piano.
Directed by Jane Campion, this is The Piano.
Oh, man.
I think another one from the Criterion Collection. We got to use a lot of those movies tonight, which makes me feel good.
Nice.
Last clue in that under sex and nudity. Baines, Harvey Keitel, allows Ada, Holly Hunter, to play her instrument in exchange for sexual favors. That brings us to the final betting round. Kari's at 10, Marty's at 7, Conor is at 5, JD is at -1. Marty knows and hates that this was still anybody's game. In a moment,
I've heard.
I'm going to ask you a question involving a number. This question in particular involves box offices. I want you to now private message me a number between 1 and 10 that you would like to bet on how confident you are about knowing something about the box office. Whoever comes closest to the answer will get their points. Anybody who gets it exactly right gets an extra 3 points. I've got Marty's bet in. I've got Connor's bet in.
Wait, say it once more, Nick.
Box offices, 1 to 10, JD. Private message me how confident you feel about a question about the box office. Kari has set me. And JD has set me. Great. So I tried to look, and I did find that the highest grossing American-made movie, co-directed by a female director, was Frozen 2. In millions of dollars. How much money domestically did Frozen 2 make?
Domestically?
Private messagely, domestically, how much money in millions Frozen 2 made? Whoever gets closest gets their points. If you get it exactly right, I'll give you an extra 3 points.
Wait, Nick, and you said it was the highest grossing
The
of all
highest
time?
grossing movie directed by a woman.
Oh, directed by a woman.
Yeah, you know the topic of the show tonight, JD.
I have literally no concept of this. You could tell me it's $5 and I would believe you.
I will say that there are 2 numbers that I will give. All right, so we've got Connor and JD. We've got Kari.
No idea.
And we've got Marty. All right. Well, Kari went low and guessed 180, followed by Marty at 250, Connor at 342, and JD at 350. Real close between the two of you. Frozen 2 made $477.4 million. So I would have given a little leeway there for the bonus points. Meaning JD was the closest.
Sweet.
Let's see what that does to the scores.
Before we do that, can I say that I literally had 477 in there because I'm weird. I'm weird with multiples of 9. I changed it to 342, a different multiple of 9. There's no reason for me to bullshit this. I had 477 in there. I fucking love that.
That's fucking amazing.
Nice.
I
Right.
wish I could do more than subtract 3 points from your score.
I mean, subtract 5. Let's go.
Marty,
That's
Kari
so amazing.
bet 2. Kari loses 2. Marty bet 5. Marty loses 5. Everybody's about to be so mad that JD, as always, bet the full 10, adding 10 points to JD's score.
That's amazing.
The final scores tonight. A tie for third place, Connor and Marty both at 2 points. Kari at 8 points, but by 1 point. Our winner tonight, JD Stephans with 9 points.
That's not even fair. All right, I'll take it. That's just wrong.
Calvin Ball.
Oh my God. What a turn of events.
Kari, you were awesome. You played so well.
Yeah, I legitimately feel bad for just Kari. Marty, I love just continually fucking with them, but
Not everyone had a good time.
Kari, you played really well in this
Oh,
one, and I hope you'll
thank
come
you.
back to the game.
But feel free to throw a fuck you, Nick, in there just to close
Yeah,
that out.
yeah, sure. Fuck you, Nick. There you go. We'll round it up. Why not?
Yeah.
Totally
100% of the Midwest has
Yeah.
told Nick, fuck you.
I believe also that I'm covered by the East and West Coast, so I'm doing pretty well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We got the contiguous 48 covered.
Like I said, I came up with 24 movies for this game. We only got to 8 of them. The movies that we didn't get to, Harriet the Spy.
God
Ooh,
damn it.
I love that movie.
I literally got arrested because of Harriet the Spy as an elementary kid because I used to trespass because I was so obsessed with that movie.
Wow.
I'm
so happy I mentioned that just to get that mini story out.
I kind of want the details.
Also, I used to love this movie. I haven't seen it in at least, 20, 25 years, but I didn't remember just how much happens in that movie until I was reading through the parental warnings and saw Harriet tells the boy with the purple socks that he should hang himself.
She sure does.
Also, she calls somebody the arsler. So we're doing good. But that movie was fun. Also, Cocaine Bear, Zero Dark 30, speaking of Catherine Bigelow, Booksmart, The To-Do List, The Tigger Movie, Punisher Warzone, R.I.P. Ray Stevenson.
Man.
Titus, Four
Julie
Rooms,
Tamer.
13,
Ooh.
Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare,
Oh, damn it.
Deep Impact, Across the Universe, Lost in Translation, You've Got Mail, and Ratchet and Clank.
Ooh.
Those are 16 movies we didn't get to, but I want to thank you all so much for being here, for doing this dumb game. Before we go, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any last words. Connor, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, just check out Ratchet and Clank. It's a great old movie, and you got mail. Thanks for having me. That was a blast. Next time.
I'm gonna move to our first time guest, Kari. Do you have anything you want to say? You want to leave us with?
I mean, I don't really have anything to promote or anything, but I guess if I just have something to say, I guess it's trans rights are human rights. So there you
Fuck
go.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fuck everything that's going on right now. But yeah, excellent first time guest. I really hope you come back to the show.
Probably will.
Marty, what would you like to say other than fuck you, Nick?
I mean, that's up there. We won! For those of y'all who have not seen, because I posted it on the Facebook page too, the Roof Depot situation, they were able to buy the property and are now looking at like the long-term plan of that. So if you are somebody who donated money, who spreaded the word like anything, thank you so much for your support. It is something that's really going to be a powerful tool in community space for a neighborhood that really needs it. And it just like, I'm legitimately emotional about it. So it's very exciting. On a lighter note, yeah, when I was younger, I had a really big Harriet the Spy phase, and I used to go trespass around my neighbors' houses all the time, and I got the cops called on me a lot. And one time, they put me in the cop car and brought me home, and like talked to my mom about it, and she told me that I couldn't do that anymore, and I said I do what I want. And the cops called on me a lot for several years in a row. All I wanted as a child was a tool belt because of that movie. Still have not gotten one. We're still healing.
That is so amazing.
Was the tool belt only because of Harriet the Spy, or was it also because you're a giant homo?
That is definitely a big factor, and that's why my dad didn't let me get one.
Oh.
Oh no.
Mother's Day.
You got a tool belt, they're gonna be gay.
I can tell you so many stories that are in that exact theme. Ask me why
I'm
I
sure
have a
you
camo
can.
sweatshirt that says Washington D.C.
But yeah, that is so just fucking awesome with the Roof Depot. Also, so awesome every time Marty loses in this game. The person who won will not have to follow a real serious plea to not poison poor people. Speaking of poisoning poor people,
What?
I'm so sorry. Our winner, JD, is there anything you want to say before we go?
Let me think. We played a good game.
You got any shows coming up?
Yes, I do. So on a more serious note, I am bringing Mental Health Mondays back. I took
Fuck
some time
yes.
off for me. It was me time. Me time will still be ongoing, but I'm gonna bring Mental Health Mondays back as well. And with everything going on in Florida, I actually found someone who lives there and, does TikToks about it. And they're going to come on and talk about what it's like to be trans in Florida right now. So that's pretty cool. I hope it's going to be this next Monday, but we're still working out a date for that.
Well, yeah, that is amazing. I'm going to have to watch that. Feel free to share that to the Facebook group when you have that figured out.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do.
Yeah, especially going into June to Rainbow Capitalism Month. Remember that it's more than just rainbows, and there's real bad shit going on right now that we need to focus on before it gets even worse. And I don't have to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you that. Thank you so much to my guests tonight. JD Stephans, Conor Shanahan, Kari Taylor, Marty Viscosi. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. We'll be back next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for movies I'm never going to see, followed by Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern all through June. If you want to be part of the show, reach out to me either in the Facebook group or Twitter or Instagram. And if you want to see me live in person and you're in the Boston area, this Saturday night, May 27th at 9 p.m. at the Rockwell in Somerville, Massachusetts. Friend of the show, friend of mine, Rachel Dunbar, is doing her second DM Mayhem show, which is a panel brings on dating app DMs from men and roast them. This is a special show because it's also Rachel's 30th birthday, and a few people, including myself, are going to roast her. And we'll see how that goes in the show. I gotta say, I feel real good about the fact that I'm being brought onto this particular show to roast that particular person. Really gonna try my hardest. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. Rachel's great. So if you're in the Boston area, please look for that. You can find links to tickets on any of my social media stuff. Thank you all so much for watching.